portions, which I'm sure since everybody's heard these transcripts. N.Ram, I want to put this question to you. When Nira Radia says, uski payment rukwa do. Now, when people are watching, they get very scared. Is it that everything, because when people are watching, they believe that this is a broadcast that is done with full honesty. And suddenly, when people are watching and they believe that the messenger who's supposed to deliver a message to them has been paid by someone, he's on somebody's payrolls. What do you believe this is an exception? Do you believe payments could have possibly been made? Or do you believe this is the direction in which journalism is headed? And are you worried by that, sir?
I'm glad you asked me this question, because having come out clearly and hard at what Veer and Barka have done, I want to make it absolutely clear that I'm not one of those who believes believe that there's been any monetary transaction. Nobody thinks that Barka is corrupt. Not at all. Although she kept saying it in that pathetic performance, I would say. Let me be frank about it. Nobody believes that. I don't think Open Magazine suggested it. I don't think Outlook, Vinod Mehta for a moment believes that. And we haven't said it about Veer either. By the way, to be fair to Prabhu, I've read the transcript, or the excerpt from the transcript that he has reproduced in his blog. And apart from what Hartosh has asked, I don't think he's any case to answer. I wouldn't bracket him with what has happened in the case of the other two. Because who would go to Prabhu Chawla? We would rather go to Ranjan Bhattacharya than to Prabhu Chawla to pass on the message to the Congress. And there's absolutely no intermediary role that is even hinted at here. And he's giving his opinion, maybe not handling it right at the Supreme Court. That's one of the things he says. So I don't think you should have invited him to this discussion, because he has no case to answer.
Well, that's a very important point you're making, Mr. Ram. But from the perspective of the India Today group and from the perspective of Headlines Today, this discussion would have been incomplete if Veer Sanghvi would not have been there. Because Barkha Dutt, for example, if for example, Prabhu Chawla hadn't been there, because we've seen Barkha Dutt tweet. She's come out and she said that what about the other journalists who've been involved? Why are they not being asked questions? Which is why Prabhu is here. He's taken those questions head on to put his case forth. And we're not taking sides. It's for viewers who are watching this to really come to a conclusion on what they believe is correct or not.
Rahul, let me explain, because I admire Ram personally, but I don't know whether advisory role, if he comes to what Ram kind of advising to Sri Lankan government and whatnot. I don't want to get into that question, because all of us in our friendship do a lot of things. But I don't want to get into that. The question is, one should not have any motivation attached to advice or opinion. Unless you have proof. Yes, if you have an evidence, I am accountable to my viewers and readers. But if we go to the editorial role of every editor in this country, from M.J. Akbar, from Mr. Ram, from Mr. Veer Sanghvi, Mr. H.K. Dua, and whatever, you will find all of them advising role, exchanging dogs, and whatnot. But that is not a crime in this country. And you can have an ideological battle that doesn't reflect in your personal writing. So my question is, I am giving a sequence of event in which is very clear, because at that time I didn't read it myself. Second question is, kya judgment uske khilaf aa raha hai? Which judgment is talking? Immediately after I am saying that I wanted to forewarn him, she is asking me judgment uske khilaf aa raha hai. Judgment to aa gaya. So it means there is something missing in between. So this torsion of tape, I don't want to get it. If I have sent to usko forewarn karne wala, she is asking me judgment khilaf aa raha hai, jo already aa chuka uske khilaf. So there is some kind of a disconnect between it. It's my opinion. I am right to hold an opinion. If Mr. Ram writes on the front page advising this government to do this, not to do that, it is my right to say that these brothers are fighting. They are causing damage to the country in terms of natural resources. It's my right. How can you take away that right from me and attach motive to that and bring in something extraneous factors? I called him on that day. I sent him an SMS. As the prominent editor, I respect him for his objectivity, because he takes the call. He did not take my call. He did not return my SMS. And kind of response I sent to his reporter, that was also not carried.